Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I'm setting up my crochet journal for March. I can't believe it's March already. February went by super fast, not just because of the few days in it, but because I also got sick for a couple weeks and it kind of put things at a halt. Especially at the beginning of the month, I was running trying to catch up from being sick in the last month. So we're going to be catching up on writing a few things in here, and then I'll show you my setup and walk you through what you can do to do your own. So let's get started. Alright, so first I have to catch up from last month. I still need to put in my favorite project, and I really need to go back through and make sure that I get all of these temperatures in, and I'm going to go through here and put a check mark beside each of the goals that I have achieved this month. So first off, I'm going to take a picture of my favorite project, and that would have to be these owls that I pattern tested for Sweet Cake patterns. So I'm just going to use my Fujifilm Instax camera here and take a picture. And I'm always scared to see how the pictures come out, so I'm just going to lay it face down on my desk for a few minutes while I work on my next thing. And that is going to be recording all of the temperatures in my journal here. And what I'm going to do is go right here and find the lowest temperature all day. So there's 39, 37, so it looks like it is 37 degrees was the average for the 9th. Write that in, and then I'll go ahead and go up and go to the February 10th. And get the average temperature. So 34, 32, looks like 32 was the average. And that is what I will do all the way down through here. Alright, so I just finished logging in the temperatures. They don't have it updated for the 28th yet, so I'll go in a couple days and fill that in. Now I'm going to go over here and put a check mark beside everything that I achieved. And I can mark off reach 460 followers on Instagram, and I released my first free pattern. I posted on my story, and I posted several times a week. The only thing I didn't do was update my story highlights. I still need to do that. YouTube, I posted 3 videos this last month. I'm so excited. I did not post my first reel, but I did reach 30. I think I reached 34. And right here on Etsy, I achieved none of these things. I don't even think I got a sale in February. I don't even remember. I'll go back through my records and put it on the screen. Anyway, patterns. I did not do the rose pattern. I did not do that pattern. I did not list my earwarmer pattern, and I didn't film the tutorial, and I didn't do okay, so I didn't do anything on that. Goals, I got 2 out of 3. I did not start my temperature blanket, but I did make a sweater, and I did get my closet organized. And speaking of sweater, let's go to my first page where I have my 25 things to make list. I am finally able to cross off my first thing off the list, which is a fuzzy sweater. I'll insert a picture here. It is so pretty, and I'm so happy to have my first thing done. It is the 3rd month of the year, and I'm marking off my first thing. Although, to be fair, that is the hardest thing that I put on my list, so everything else should be easier. So what I do to put my pictures is I just use tape, and I make 2 donuts of tape and put it on the back of the picture. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. I'm sure it'll last longer if you do it a different way, but this is just how I do it. And then I just put it in between the brackets that I drew in. There we go. And now I need to count up how many things I made in total and put it right here. Alright, I messed up a couple times, so I had to cross some things out. In total, I did 22 things this month, and let me show you how I draw this in. So I'm going to grab my pencil, and I'm just going to draw a square with rounded edges. So that's my square, and now I'm going to go over that with my pen. I do it with the pencil first just because there have been a couple times where I've messed up with the pen the first try, and I like having that as a guide there. So There we go, and now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing that I did last month and do this thing at the top. So you're gonna go into the top corner right here, and you're going to draw up a line that goes like that, and then you're going to do the same thing in this corner. So draw the two lines to where they look like that, and then you're going to draw a line that curves around right to there and meets the top line. Once you have that done, feel free to pause the video anytime if you're following along with this. Then you're just going to draw little lines going in the same direction that your first line at the bottom was, all the way around until you have it looking like that. And then I go back through and erase all of my pencil lines just to try to make it look a little bit neater. This is slightly wonky because I'm doing this with a camera in front of me and I'm not used to that, so bear with me here. Then you're going to grab a highlighter of any color. I'm using this pretty green one with this brand, and you're just going to color in, I do it in lines, over the first big section. And then once I have that done, I go over the 3D section several times so it's darker to give it a pretty look. Now I'm going to go ahead and write in my final number 22 in total. And there we go, I have it updated. Hopefully next month I can be a little bit neater with my writing down. I'm just glad that I made it to the second month, honestly. So now that I have everything updated, I'm going to go ahead and start on my March page. Alright, so here's my Pinterest board where I keep all of my ideas saved, and I will try to link it below for you so you can go to it and see what you'd like to do as well. It has a lot of crochet journal ideas and cover pages, and I put down several different options for March. So this is the first one right here. It is a beautiful setup with some lavender. I thought it was super pretty, and it has a calendar underneath it. Next we have this one right here, which is just March with some hanging vines, which is so pretty. And then one more option right here, it's March with hanging plants, which is so pretty. I love this one right here. Oh, there's one more. It is this right here, March with different things in between. So now I just have to figure out which one I want to do. I have several different options right there. I do want to keep it in a plant or spring theme, so I am just going to pick one now. I do like how a couple of these have the calendars on them, so I'm going to try to do something like that, but we'll see. I might end up doing something completely different. Alright, so this is what I'm going to end up doing. It doesn't have the calendar or anything, but I still think it is absolutely adorable, and now we can get to drawing it. So let's get started. Alright, so to get started, I just have some washi tape that I am not a fan of, and I'm just going to take several sections of it and put it carefully on my page, making sure that I get it even with the page. And I think I'm going to do 2 of these sections overlapping slightly. I'm just going to do 3 until you have a space that looks like this. Next, I'm going to go ahead, grab my pencil, and start sketching out what I would like. So first I'm going to start with some pretty leaves, just 2 big leaves right here, another one right here, and a couple right here. So now that I have those, I'm going to go ahead and make the other ones, focusing on one flower at a time basically. So first we've got these. It's like a pink baby's breath. You're just going to draw some lines. I hope y'all can see this. And then I'm drawing one right here and one right here, just like that. And then on the ends I will do the little flowers. I'm just going to do little U's for now, just to show where they're supposed to go. Then we're moving over to right here, and I'm going to do 2 lines just like that. Actually, I think I want it over a little bit more. So erase that and do those lines again. Don't be afraid to erase and start over. So I just drew a bunch of little dots on them to show where I'm supposed to come later drawing. Next, we're going to move over and do a swoosh and another swoosh, just like that. And then just drawing some dots on it to know that I'm supposed to come back to that in a minute. Okay, this one is fun. So it's just these little branches. And then last but not least, we have one last swooshing one, just like that. Then over here, we have another one of those pink baby breaths with little U's at the end. And then moving over, for the last one, we have this, basically like a pretty fern almost. Alright, so we have the top done, and I know it looks absolutely horrendous right now, but trust me, it'll look great once we color it in. Next, we're going to move on to the bottom, and we're just going to do one big swoop, little swoop, branching off, and then 3. We're going to do some more of those pink baby's breath line, and another line right there. Beautiful. And then coming off of this, we have another one, drawing the general shape. Got one right here that we didn't have on the top. It is super cute. It has little circles all over it. Okay, I'm going to redraw this right here. It's not as big as the picture shows, so redoing that. There we go. Right now we're just going to do big baby's breath, so big swoop. With a lot of little branches coming off of this one. And then last but not least, we have a fern. So now that I have everything mapped out, I'm going to go back through with some pen, outline everything, and I will show you how to color it in. This is how I'm organizing my colors. I have all of my greens and some pinks out, and I have them all lined up right here. Alrighty, so I'm just going to go back through here with a little bit more detail, adding some lines in these, just like that. Do a curved one in here, do some more lines right here, and one right here. So with this shade, I'm going to go in and do downward brush strokes. Just make little ovals all the way down on this one right here. Ovals are easy to draw, so if you know how to draw an oval, you can do this. Just make sure you get all of the ovals evenly spaced, and it should end up looking a little bit like that. So anyway, just draw the ovals on the ones that I'm drawing it on. I think I'm going to use my highlighter right here and go in on all of these leaves. There we go. Next, I'm just going to get a simple green color like this one right here, and on this end I'm going to go ahead and draw in very thin lines over all of the baby's breath ones. Then I'm going to grab my pink and make the baby's breath. So for the baby's breath, you're just going to do 2 ovals like that, and then you're going to do an oval on the top, just like that. And you're going to do that on the end of every branch that you did. So do those little pink flowers on the end of every baby's breath end on your drawing. Next, I'm going to go ahead and do more ball-shaped ovals. So go ahead and just do circles with little bits on the end on all of these. Let me show it to you up close what I mean. Basically the same as this one, just a little bit rounder of a shape. So right here you are literally doing circles. Do nice big circles down and do circles. Just get the circles down the stems like that. Alrighty, so looking over here, we have one more thing to do, and I'm going to go ahead and use this color of green And on this one, you're going to need to learn a little bit more of a shaping technique. So you're going to want to do one brush like that, one brush stroke like that, and then you're going to fill it in the middle. So yet again, brush stroke. And do that all the way down, just like that. You'll get the hang of it super quick, I promise. There we go. Let me see. Let's do that right here, but in a darker color. So we'll grab my dark green again, and we'll do the same technique of brush stroke. There we go. Alrighty. All that's left to do is to go back through and do some ink hearts. So you're just going to go on all the baby's breath, do some black squiggles at the end of each flower, and then over here you're just going to do little ovals in the middle of all of your leaves that you did, just like that. You're going to do little lines in the middle of these. This is just giving you a little bit more detail on your page. And then we're going to draw in the March. So for this part, you're going to take up your washi tape, and don't worry if some of the paper comes with it. Just try not to rip a hole in the paper. And then you're going to grab your pencil and you're going to write March out. So I am following the picture right here, just like that, and then I'm going to go over that with ink, just like that. And you can go over the March with another layer of ink if you want, but that is it. And this is it compared to our reference photo. So theirs looks a little bit more full, but I love how mine turned out. I'm going to write out my goals and plans page. Now, little disclaimer, this is a few days later, so that may be why the lighting is different. Alright, so now that we have that, I'm going to go ahead and write my different platforms down of my goals. So now I'm going to write out my Instagram goals, so I think it is doable. And I'm going to try to moving on to the next one, which is YouTube. Next we're doing Etsy. Next is patterns. I'm going to go ahead and write my last one, which is just overall goals. Alright, now on this side I'm going to write the days of the month 1 through 31, and for that I'm also going to put temperature log here at the top. This is a trick that I like to use. You're going to need a pencil and a ruler or a flat piece of paper, and you're going to go ahead and line up how you want your temperature log to go. I'm making sure that mine is even all the way down, and then I am lightly drawing a straight line, and then that will help me keep everything straight as I go down so it doesn't slant off to the side. And there we go, I have all that written now, and I'm going to go ahead and erase my line. Now that we have this page completely done, I'm going to go ahead and go back through it and add some cute stuff. And since this month's theme is flowers and plants and things, I would like to draw some sort of flowers slash plants at the bottom here. So to do this, you're going to take your pencil and you're going to draw 2 lines that go just like that. Then you're going to draw a slightly curved line on the bottom. Then you're going to draw another curved line. Then curve that line back up, slightly overlapping on here. Make sure you're doing this in pencil. Then you're going to bring that over a little bit. You're going to draw another line just like that. Draw another one just like that. Come back over on this side and draw that. Draw another line that curves, and then you're going to just add those. Now moving over just a little bit, you're going to draw a really small line and another really small line. Curve it slightly at the bottom. And then in this one, I'm going to add a cactus. So I'm just going to take and draw that shape and then curve back around to make the pot. And then I will lightly draw in the flower that I'll do, but we'll come back to that in a minute. Next, we're going to draw one more pot, and this one we're going to draw a lot of these longer lines coming out of it, and we'll come back to that just a minute. I think I want to do actually one more pot, so let's do this. Make it more of 2 lines and then bring those lines out, connect them at the bottom. Then you're going to draw spikes just like this. Draw a nice snake plant. Then you're going to curve the top again. And those are my plants. I would like to hang them, so I am now just going to take and draw some lines just like this on all of them. And now that we have all that done, we're going to go ahead and go over this in pen. Just make sure that all those lines that you have overlapping on some things, that you don't draw the overlap of them because you don't want it to look messy. Also, don't draw the flower on the cactus, you're just going to be doing that in color. There we go. Have all of those drawn now. I'm just going to erase all of the lines, make it look neat. So we're going to start with the snake plant. So you're going to draw 2 lines, making sure you have a space in the middle of all of these. You're going to want to do this with a dark green yarn. I almost said yarn. Dark green marker. Then you're going to go back in with a lighter green marker and color in that middle section. And now for the pot, you can use absolutely any color you want to use. So this is the color, and you're just going to draw little ovals all up these vines just like this. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is just meant to look like little doodles of hanging flower pots just like that. Alright, next we're going to do the little cactus, and for this one I'm going to use the same lighter green that I used for the inside of the snake plant to color in my little cactus. And then I'm going to use another highlighter to draw in flower. I just made a little blob, and then I'm going to go back through with my pen and outline the blob. Then we have this plant right here. And for this one, I'm actually going to go over the whole thing with one of my green highlighters first. I'm going to go ahead and take a dark green color, add some little details to the plants. So a little bit of veining. This is absolutely optional. I just really liked how that looked. I'm just highlighting over the Instagram, the YouTube, the Etsy patterns, and the goals. Also the temperature log. And then once I log in all the temperatures, they will be highlighted as well. Alright, now moving on from this page to the next one. This is everything I crocheted in March page, and I'm just going to write it out simple at the top. And also, if you're unsure about your lettering, you can always do it in pencil first and then go over it in pen. Alright, so now I'm just going to take an old Polaroid, and in the bottom right hand corner, I'm going to put it in the bottom and then draw little brackets around it, which are just like that. And I do it a little bit farther away from the edge. I don't know if you can tell, that is slightly farther away from the edge of the Polaroid, just so I have enough room to wiggle it around when I'm pasting in the final picture. And I just pull that out. That's what I end up with. I would like to add a little hanging plant right here just so it will tie into our previous page. So go ahead and grab your pencil and draw a pot about 2 inches away from the top. So you're going to draw those 2 lines slightly curved at the bottom. Then I'm going to draw plant doodles, what I think is called monstera leaves. I'm not sure if I've got that pronounced correctly, but I'm just going to take and make 2 lines and then just kind of winging it. I've seen these crocheted, they're pretty cool. Then I'm just taking and drawing a line back down. See if I can do it better on this second one. So it's not perfect, but I really like it. Now I'm just going to draw some leaves coming out of the bottom. And then of course we have to draw our hanger, so it's going all the way up to the top, just like that. And there we go. Now I'm going to go over it with ink. Very simple shapes here. And then over those leaves, make those a little bit longer. And then I'm going to use this green for the leaves and the stems. And then I'm just going to color the pot in pink. And there we go. Now both pages tie into each other, and this page will hopefully get filled up really quickly this month. Alrighty, and just as a reminder, I'm going to go ahead and flip through everything that I just did. So here we have our cover page. I love how it turned out. I might try something different next month. We will see. I would like to try filling up the whole page with doodles. We'll see how that goes. Flipping to our next page, which is our March goals and plans, we have our Instagram goals, YouTube goals, Etsy goals, pattern goals, and just goals in general, these cute doodles at the bottom, and then of course our temperature log that we will be filling up and hopefully starting our temperature blanket this month. Last but not least, we have our Everything I Crocheted in March page, where we have the space for our favorite project, Polaroid, and plenty of space to write in all of my projects that I make in March. Alright everyone, so that just about does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If so, please give a like to this video, comment down below what you'd like to see for April, and if you do any of these pages, please take pictures and either DM them to me on Instagram or email them to me in the email linked below, and I'll catch y'all in my next video. Bye!